Welcome to Big Blend Radio, where we celebrate variety and how it adds spice to quality of life. Welcome to the Big Daily Blend, everybody. Today we are celebrating National Donut Day. Do you spell it D-O-U-G-H or D-O-N-U-T? Well, there's a difference in why. It is June 7th, 2024. The first Friday of June is National Donut Day. So you can listen to this anywhere because guess what? There's all kinds of donut celebrations throughout the year. Actually, there is a Donut Day November 10th that celebrates the birthday of the United States Marine Corps. There is a National Cream-Filled Donut Day in September. There's a National Boston Cream Pie Day in October that is connected with that, and Buy a Donut Day in October. So there's National Jelly-Filled Donut Day that comes up in June as well. But we're going to talk about donuts in America. We're going to go to Poland because this all connects also with World War I and World War II history. And so we've got Sharon Kurtz, travel writer Sharon Kurtz on the show. She was recently on Big Blend Radio talking about her culinary adventures with all these Michelin star restaurants in Poland. So welcome back, Sharon. How are you?
Thank you. I'm very well.
It's good to have you back. And we're going to link everyone, if you look in the show notes, we have a link to her article, Sharon's article, and you can also go to her website, Sharon K. Kurtz, and that's K-U-R-T-Z. So SharonKKurtz.com, and we've got a link to our article. We have some recipes in there too. So, Sharon, let's go to Poland first because they actually do have a donut day, right?
They do. It's called Fat Thursday. Well, you wonder why in the world would they have this name? But they celebrate it the Thursday before Ash Wednesday, leading up to Easter. And it's a day when everyone is so excited. They go out, they eat pączki. That is a Polish donut that is larger than American donuts. It's filled with a rich, sweet filling, usually like rose jam and plum and sometimes chocolate and custard.
Ooh.
But there are donut shops all over Poland where they sell these special donuts.
That is so cool. And by the way, everyone, we have a recipe for rose petal jam from Ruth Milstein that I'm linking in the show notes too, because you might want to make your own donuts, you know? So it's kind of like a jelly-filled donut, like what we have in the States, the jelly-filled. So no holes.
Yes, right.
Okay, so filling. So basically we're celebrating, well, we're eating as much as we can before we have to give something up. That's the gist of this. Oof.
And what is unique about the celebration in Poland is that there's a tradition of sharing the pączki with others. So you go to the bakery, you get a box, you bring it to your work, you take it to school, you share it with your family. And it's a way for everyone to have fun and have a sense of unity and indulge in these delectable treats together.
Now, can you get them anywhere? I know you were in Krakow, you were in Warsaw, and then another city that I can't pronounce.
And Poznan.
Poznan. Were they all over there? I mean, could you eat them year round, or is it just that special day?
Yes, you have them. You know how, I'm trying to think, like in Amsterdam, they have chip shops where they sell the French fries. Well, here they have pączki shops at the railroad station, at a little spot in the middle of a long row of stores. It's a delectable treat that everybody loves, and you can find them everywhere, but especially on Fat Thursday.
Oh, I love this. You know, well, it's kind of the regional, cuisine, right? So like when you're in Natchitoches, Louisiana, there's meat pie shops everywhere. There's state meat pie. It's a state food, actually. Like in, beignets in New Orleans, right? I'm going to Louisiana for some reason. Sounds good to me. Texas, we know you like beef, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Barbecue is king here.
Yeah. See, there you go. But, the donut, I love that you talk about the sharing part of it because that's really, our donuts in this country. I was reading up about it. It is, Donut Day is celebrated around the world, but, in our country, it's an event that was created by the Salvation Army in Chicago back in 1938. And it really honors the members of military who served donuts to soldiers during World War One and World War Two. So that goes back to Poland's history of World War Two, right? You were talking about
Right,
that with
right.
your article and previous interview about Poland really going through a resurrection, right? As a
Oh,
destination too.
it is. Poland is like it's an up and coming, very inexpensive place to visit in Central Europe. It's close to everything. It is beautiful. It is lively, and it's really a destination that, as Americans, we should add to what we like to do in Europe. Why not go to Poland?
Yeah, it sounds good to me. They have donuts, period. And
Yeah.
how many, was it 27 Michelin star restaurants?
In 2023, Michelin came out with a guide for Poland, and they added 27 Michelin star restaurants in these 3 cities. So that's why I took a trip and went to the 3 cities. And now I dined in 14 of the 27.
And she had donuts. Yeah, this is good. Well, you know, our donuts actually there's like a controversy of where the donut came from for America, right? And the Salvation Army was part of this. That they started in 1938 with this Donut Day, which was a fundraiser to help those in need during the Great Depression, and to honor the Salvation Army's lassies of World War I who served donuts to soldiers, and also we had the donut dollies that were in World War II that served the soldiers. And basically, the soldiers needed some, they needed, some warmth, some social, happiness during this,
and
devastating.
maybe something from home, something to remind them of home.
Exactly. And the donut, so they say it's Dutch, English, Italian, or Croatian. So when we go to Croatia, now we're kind of, then I think, well, what about Poland in here too, they say it's over 200 years old when we look at America's history with the donut. The first, one of the country's oldest cookbooks has it as an American recipe that dates back to 1803. And at that point, they were described as balls of sweetened dough, deep fried in hog fat. I don't think many of us are doing hog fat these days. But
not typically.
Well, you know what? Chocolate donuts with a little bacon might be good.
That is probably, if they have a donut festival, you better believe they will have that as an offering. Bacon is on everything these days, savory or sweet.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, don't tell, Dr. Jackie Ubani, our cardiologist on the show. But she'll say you can have one and then you need to behave for the rest of the week, But they say that there's one story from 1847 that there was an American aboard a Dutch trade ship, and that he invented what we now know as the donut, right? They were on the high seas and he couldn't get his dough to cook in the center. So he took a pepper tin and cut out the center and created a ring. And that's how we got the donut. See?
That is very clever.
So he shared that with his mom, and then they say the rest is history. It was first served at the World Fair in the early 1900s, and then became the wartime champion when we had the World War I lassies, the Salvation lassies, and then the Salvation Army and the Red Cross teamed up together to create the donut dollies who served our GIs. They did hot donuts and coffee, and these women, see, we got a little women's history in here, represented the very first food truck organization. So think about it. We've got food trucks everywhere across the country.
And I love that name, Donut Dollies.
I know. There should be a song. I bet you there's a song. There's got to be a Donut Dolly song.
We'll have to
somewhere.
We'll have to find an appropriate song to go with the Donut Day.
Yeah, and listen, it'll be in the show notes. If I find the Donut Dolly song, it's going in there. We could do the Andrews sisters at least, right? We can put them in there. But apparently they were using reconditioned 2.5 ton GMC trucks that were outfitted with coffee pots and donut making machines. And they were able to make on these machines, think about this, World War II, 2,000 donuts a day on these machines, which is pretty cool.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. And these ladies continued to serve our troops into the 1970s. So This is pretty cool. So now Chicago has National Donut Day. It's still a fundraiser to this day for the Salvation Army. And then there's all these different markets and donut companies that get together and do all kinds of fundraisers. But going to the United States Marine Corps, November 10th, that's their birthday. It was once referred to as National Donut Day in a successful ruse by American prisoners of war at Son Tay prison camp to trick the northern Vietnamese into giving out donuts in honor of the occasion. So another Donut Day is also celebrated on November 5th, which is also they say came from this event. So how about that? Trying to get donuts in Vietnam. So there's some international history. Plus, Australia celebrates Donut Day. In the state of South Australia, Donut Day is the first Friday of June, just like us. Honors a partnership between Krispy Kremes. By the way, Krispy Kremes is a North Carolina treasure. It is. I mean, if you go to North Carolina, you must have a Krispy Kreme. That's a.
I did not know that. Yeah, my family, we like to go to Maui, and I remember when the Krispy Kreme opened in Maui, and you get off the airplane, and you drive by, and you go in, and they have the long conveyor belt, and you see them making, and they're hot. Oh, they were the best donuts.
Wow. See? So this is a big deal. So Krispy Kreme and the Salvation United in Australia. So and Australia has always been partner at war with us in the States, even in Vietnam. We just did an interview about Vietnam War, where the Australians fought with the American soldiers side by side in various operations like Operation Crimp. And that's a whole other story. But they work together. And, during this day, they have celebrity donut decorating competitions, donut giveaways, and, of course, again, fundraising. But in Australia in 2020, the term Donut Day became a reference to the shape being a zero, representing a day free of new coronavirus cases. So, when COVID came out, I think it was Tom Hanks and his wife in Australia when we first started hearing about it.
I remember that.
So when you had one day, it was October 26, 2020, Melbourne, a supermarket in Melbourne sold out of donuts. And it's a symbol of hope and recovery during a long period of lockdown. So there's a positive thing,
It is.
So there we have it. We went around the world with donuts. What's your favorite donut?
Mine is with chocolate, iced with sprinkles on top. That's my favorite kind of yeast donut glazed with sprinkles.
There is something about a jam-filled one. And I like certain jams, like a good marmalade, but I don't know if I've ever had a marmalade donut. But a good donut, like when you bite into it and then it ends up on your chin, I think that's a good donut. Yeah. Like it should be messy.
The ones in Poland are very messy. They are they were filled with filling, so it's usually fruit filled. Like you said, the rose flavored. That's like the signature punchki donut.
Wow. I love this. Well, thanks, Sharon. It's been fun celebrating Donut Day with you. I'm hungry and I'd like donuts and coffee. I think we need to go to North Carolina and go to Krispy Kreme and get some really good donuts.
I think so too. In fact, I'm going to go get some coffee and scrounge around. I don't have a donut, but so I'm going to maybe next time I have a chance, run out and get one.
Do you want one with hog fat?
I think I'll pass on that one. Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, keep up with Sharon at SharonKKurtz.com. She's also going to be on more shows with us here on Big Blend Radio. And everybody, enjoy a donut and don't tell your doctor. But, happiness is good too. Thank you for listening to Big Blend Radio. Keep up with our shows at BigBlendRadio.com.